pose a question to every single one of you watching right now, or perhaps potentially will be watching this video. What is the most popular tank at tier 10? What is the tank that everyone wants to get because they just want to derp the hell out of everything? If your answer is the 183, or to be specific, the FV215B 183, aka the Death Star, then you are correct. This is the tank everybody wants to play. And not because it's necessarily a good tank. No, by any stretch of the imagination, it's quite a crappy tank. Its mobility is not really that good. It doesn't really have a lot of armor. The turret doesn't traverse full 360 degrees. I mean, if anything, it only traverses, I believe it's like 60 degrees or something like that. Left and right. We can actually have a look here at the gun. Let's have a look here. Does it say the turret traverse? No, this is the turret right here. Here we go. 45 degrees to the left, 45 degrees to the right. So it doesn't even traverse 90 degrees to the left or to the right. So keep that in mind. So what that means is, if you're forced to turn your turret ever so slightly, it's going to cause a bit of issue. It's going to cause a bit of issue. Now, that being said, the one redeeming feature on this tank is, of course, the gun. The gun is what makes or breaks this tank. Now, the gun can be the worst gun in all of existence and completely and utterly miss every shot that you shoot, or even worse, bounce your AP shells, or perhaps your HESH rounds don't even penetrate fully, even though you've aimed in fully and you can clearly pen. That's when it becomes just horrendous. But when this thing connects, and if you saw my short from this morning, you'll know exactly what I mean by literally you could snapshot in this tank with HESH rounds in the most impossible way possible, or the most ridiculous way possible, literally an impossible shot, and you'll connect it and do full damage with your HESH. It's ridiculous. And that's what the RNG on this tank is, and that's why this is the most hated tank, but also the most loved tank for people to get. It's a weird combination. It's a tank that everyone despises, and yet people want this tank more than anything. So we're going to showcase a replay by my good friend Trapmelon, and it just proves to you just how stupid this tank can be when put in the right hands and when RNG blesses you, and just the absolute havoc that it can wreak. Okay, so here we are watching my friend Trapmelon playing in his FV215B183 on Dead Rail. Of course, a map notorious for a tank destroyer of this stature. This is definitely a map that favors tank destroyers like the 183, like the 268, like the WZ113 GFT, because you can literally just go to the back there of the spawn on either side and just camp in these bushes, and you're about to see exactly what he's going to do. I haven't watched this replay, so I don't really know what's going to happen, but I can almost guarantee you he's going to be doing exactly that. And why would you do anything else? Why would you go and push in this tank? This tank is not made for pushing. Why would you go and crest a hill with this tank? This tank is not made to go hold down. This is made to sit at the back and fire at will. Now, here we go. There is a WZ1115A there. It just, yep, one shot. Literally almost take off half his hit points with that 1000 alpha shot. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what the WZ was thinking by literally cresting the hill and staying there, showcasing his lower plate, because it doesn't have a lot of armor on his lower plate. So, yeah, do keep in mind, there is no tanks in the vicinity at the moment, so he won't be spotted. Trap will not be spotted. This position is perfect if you are away from all the enemy tanks, but as soon as someone spots you, you are completely and utterly screwed, because everyone and their mum and their dog are going to penetrate you, because it is definitely... You're definitely going to be the target for everyone. You're going to be the target for everyone. End the story. They're going to see a deadly tank destroyer camping in the bush there, and they're going to want to get... Watch this shot. You ready? Oh, no. I swear, if he snapshot that shot and he connected, I would have absolutely lost my shit. Okay. He fired blindly there. We're going to get back to the Vickers and see whether or not he actually penetrated that shot. If that was the case, I'm literally going to call BS on that. It's ridiculous. There's the WZ. Is he going to go for the shot? Of course he is. Clears him. Now he decides to move, which is a good idea because he's spotted, which means if he stayed in that position, he would probably be shot by the Vickers on the enemy team. He's up to 1900 damage. He's done 1 kill, so let's see exactly what he's going to be doing in this situation. Now, what did I tell you? The enemy FV215B is on the other side there. Is he going to get, 818, not strong enough. That wasn't a big enough roll. I was hoping that he'd get an ammo rack, but nonetheless. Wait, let's have a look at the Vickers. No, he didn't connect that shot. Okay. I was going to say it looked way too good to be true for him to be connecting that shot. That's for sure. So here we go. There's the IS-7. Is he going to shoot him? Yep. Clears him. Easier said than done. There you go. That's 2 kills and 3,655 damage. Again, like how many shots has he shot right now? And he's already done almost 4,000 damage. That's what he can do with this tank. It's ridiculous. There's the 215B. He chooses not to go for him. He has lost a bit of hit points, but, you know, understandably so. You're a big-ass tank with a horrible camera rating, and as soon as you get spot... Yep. 1,200 plus damage there into the front of the TVP with your Hesh rounds. And, yeah, there you go. Bob's your uncle. 4,942 damage, just shy of 5k damage already there with that one shot doing over 1,200. It's just ridiculous. Can you imagine if this tank had the same gun as the Shipman from Water Tanks BC doing well over... whoa, hold on. There is no freaking way he just blind shot killed the enemy 183. Are you flipping kidding me right now? Please tell me did he just do that? He did that. And you know how I know he did that? Because it doesn't showcase the amount of damage on the damage indicator, which means he did actually blind kill him. That's insane. That's crazy. Yo, nah, that's intuition right there. That right there is what we call the Trap Melon intuition. Only Trap is as OP as this, where he can literally sense that the enemy FV215B103 was in that corner. So he decides to kill him with that one shot. Perfect. Now, the FV215B on his team is literally on a one-shot. Who else is on a one-shot? The Sheridan's on a one-shot as well. Who else is on a one-shot? Oh, decidedly so. The M6Yo is technically on a one-shot as well. Damn. A one-shot for the 215B183 on the enemy team, that is. This is interesting because the Sheridan isn't spotting, which I literally was just going to say that, or we drac. I don't know what that means. But yes, Trap is correct. We need to spot. And the M6Yo decides to spot. Dude, you are a heavy tank. You are not a light tank. Well, decidedly so. There is the 183. What a perfect piece of unison that was. Trap kills the enemy 183, and the enemy 183 kills the M6Yo. Perfect two-shot way there. So Trap's on 4 kills and 5... well, he's definitely on over 5,000 damage because... over 5,100 damage because of that blind shot kill on the 215B. Now, that just leaves the Chieftain Mark 6. Now, as far as I know, the Chieftain Mark 6, I don't think I've seen him all battle. Now, that can mean one of two things. Either he's still AFK, which is going to be a bit disappointing, or he's in the medium section and he's trying, and all he did all match was just try to basically sling sniper shots across from the map onto his team. And again, that can be a plausible explanation, or perhaps he's just lagging really badly. Let's find out and see which of these is the truth. Again, I have a sneaking suspicion that he probably is just AFK, but I could be wrong. Let's have a look-see. Oh, no, he isn't AFK. He's right there. See, I told you he's either... Yeah, okay, he gets a nice shot there. Fair enough, but can he get that last Hesh round? Yes, he can. 1,500. Oh, not 1,500. 1,115 damage there. See, 7,200 alpha damage right there. Can he get the last kill? Can he get... No. Oh, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. Come on, FV. Freaking kill the bastard. There you go. Well, unfortunately, Trap couldn't kill the Chieftain in time. But nonetheless, it is a heartbreak. But nonetheless, it was still a victory. And he still ended up getting over 7,000 damage, 7,318 damage. We're going to actually go into detail here. Let's have a look. Where are the stats? Here we go. We're actually going to... does it show you which tanks... Yeah, here. Hold on. Here we go. Where is the 183 that he shot? Does it say where he shot the 183? There we go. 979 alpha damage. So not only did he kill him, he also did over 900 damage. Blind shot. That is insane. That is the absolute... I guess you could say just the stupidness or the stupidity that is the 183. I mean... Again, you can either absolutely love playing this tank or you can absolutely despise playing this tank. But I think we can all agree when we come up against it, we absolutely hate it and we want to get rid of it instantly. That is everyone's rhetoric when it comes to the 183. So yeah, is this the most hated tank in Blitz? 100%. Is it also one of the tanks that that people really, really want to play? Of course it is. So yeah, choose your poison, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the 183. Do you think it needs to be nerfed? Do you think it needs to be buffed? Let us know. Discuss in the comments. Have fun. As always, look after yourself, look after your friends and family, and stay safe on the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.